What is poppin', y'all? My name is Nicolette and I am so excited that you are here today. I am so excited to even be doing this right now. This is officially my introduction video. I have already a couple of videos on my YouTube channel, but nothing that lets me say hello to y'all and welcome you here. This channel is called Evolve with Nicolette because it's taking after my podcast, also called Evolve with Nicolette, where I have shared a ton of stories of my healing journey, my grief story, and me healing as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter. And now I feel like YouTube is now my next platform to hopefully make new friends and hopefully inspire others to start their healing journey also. Now there's so many aspects of my life and so many layers. I am a wife, I'm a mom, like I said, of 3 beautiful boys. I am a business owner, I'm a podcaster, a daughter, a sister, a big cousin, a friend, and I feel like I have so many things to share, and hopefully you can find some inspiration or encouragement to start your own journey also, and to hopefully share, because there's so much room for all of us, especially on this platform on YouTube. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stories and how I've been able to start my healing journey and be able to unpack those generational traumas or the grief that I have carried with me and suppressed all these years. Now I'm 33 years old, so I feel like it has been a long time coming. And not that I feel healed or fixed, because I don't think I'll ever be like fixed. There's no such thing as a perfect person, right? But I do feel like I am more aware, and instead of living in all the trauma that I have experienced, all the sadness and all the grief, because I've also experienced postpartum depression as I had my son. So I've been through a lot, and I deal with depression and anxiety daily. And I feel like there's so many people that share their own stories, but not every person is represented. So I feel like I'm just showing my side, and hopefully you can see a little bit of yourself in my story, and hopefully you can do the same and start your own journey also. I have been unpacking my grief that I have experienced since I was very little. So I experienced grief for the first time when I was 9 years old, about 9 to 10 years old, when I lost my older brother. In my early teens, I was one of the caregivers for my grandparents, and I witnessed my grandmother take her last breath and transition into the next life. And that was something that was so horrendous for me, because here's my favorite person, you know, deteriorating right in front of me. See her take her last breath of life was something that in that moment I could not understand. And I carried that grief and that moment that was so traumatic for me. And I carried that well into my early 30s up until now. And 11 months after her death, I also lost my grandfather. So that very short span of years definitely played a big part in how I am now as an adult and as a mom and as a wife, as a friend. And I feel that because I have dealt with all of that, and now I am not just aware of what happened, but I'm honoring the grief that I went through, I'm able to emotionally mature as an adult and let things that would usually trigger me not react to them so irrationally or whatever that may be, or be so emotional about things. And not to say that healing is so that you could be less emotional. It's about understanding and honoring your emotions and honoring that journey you've been on. And I feel like for me, I have done so much work up until this point, and in the last 2 years I have grown so much as a person that I just want to encourage others to do the same, because I have seen with my own eyes in my own story that how much talking, how much sharing my story, how much of doing the inner work can totally help your outlook on life and change your whole experience as a human being. Because instead of walking around with this dark cloud over you, and you pulling your own self out of that storm, so much more abundance and so much more blessings come into your life when you honor the things that you have been through, and not just carry them as wounds and scars, but carry them as armor to go forth in life and be able to experience and handle things, and to also give yourself some grace with whatever it is that you're going through at the time. So for me, going through postpartum depression and dealing with my anxiety and depression, I'm not someone who's, down in the dumps all day, because depression looks different for everybody. Anxiety looks different for everybody. So we can't lump ourselves into all one big box, or one big category. Healing looks different for everyone. So maybe you see something in my story that will inspire you to maybe take a different step, or to maybe try therapy. I barely started therapy towards the end of 2020. So that is also another thing that I'm excited to hopefully come here and share whatever I've learned with my therapist, who is a professional, right? I'm not just doing it myself and doing the journaling and doing my own research on Google or YouTube, whatever it may be, or, educating myself through books and through other teachers and people who are motivational speakers and who have not just lived life, but also have walked it, right? And have gone through the storms similar to mine, right? Or that something in their story inspired me to also do the inner work myself. So I just want to share stories about being multiracial, being of mixed race, being a child with different cultures and different backgrounds. I am a proud daughter of immigrants. My mom immigrated here from Mexico and my dad came here from the Philippines. So I am a Mexican Filipino woman and proud of it. Born and raised here in California, specifically SoCal, LA County area. My hometown is Carson, California. So I am very proud of who I am, where my roots are from, my culture, and I am just so thankful for my parents and for my family for raising me like they did. Because although I have had identity crises and have had different experiences throughout the years based on who I am and what I look like, not being enough Mexican, being Filipino enough, being Mexican enough, it has definitely played a role in who I am as a person. And I'm so proud of my background. And I just want to share those stories with you because you probably feel the same way too. There's so many people that are mixed nowadays, and we tend to have the same story of feeling like we're not enough, feeling like you don't know where you fit in, feeling like you are less than, or whatever it may be, and the stereotypes that come with that, the bias that comes with that, right? The judgment and all the other notions that come with being multiracial, biracial. And then I also want to share about body love and loving your body and what it is now. And because I have been someone, I'm someone that's plus size, mid-size, whatever it may be. But I'm very proud of my body and what it has done over the years and how far I've come, because when I was younger, I definitely experienced a lot of body dysmorphia due with my cultures and, the adults around me saying whatever it is, and how much that has affected me. And it is so real. Body positivity, and it's not a fad, it definitely is a movement. And I want to be able to share my piece in that, because all bodies are beautiful. All bodies are worthy, whatever that may be, whether that is skinny, whether that is big, whether that is in the middle. Just want to have that space here to talk about those things, although it may be hard, although it might be something that can be so vulnerable. I am ready to have that conversation and share with you how I've been able to keep on healing, how I'm able to practice, although it may be hard work and messy. I am here because I am worthy. I am worthy to love on myself. I am worthy of self-love. I am worthy of my own acceptance of myself and my body, and how you are too. And hopefully some part of my story can help inspire that in you also. So I'm not just going to be sharing my healing journey with you guys, I'm also going to be sharing my mom life. And I feel like that is what encompasses my whole life. My sons are my world. My husband is my world. You know, I live for my parents and my brother. So I feel like a lot of that plays into effect when you deal with things like depression and anxiety and postpartum depression and all those other things while you are trying to function and be a mom and to raise little human beings while you yourself are also healing as a human being, because that is totally possible. You can definitely do both, but with lots of grace and permission to feel and permission to mess up, because you will, right? We all do. Nobody's perfect. And that is why I want to share, so that you can also see that I don't have it all figured out. I never do. So just like this YouTube channel where I'm learning as I go, that is the same thing for a lot of aspects in my life. My healing journey, my grief story, me being a mom. I'm figuring it all out as I go. And I hope you see that there's not much difference between me and you. And I am so glad to take these steps and to document them, because even if nobody was watching, I'd love for these videos for my sons to see how far their mom has come. Because 2 years ago, before I started podcasting and sharing my story on social media, I couldn't even come on a camera, let alone talk. But then to also, there are times where I don't have any makeup on and I'm fully comfortable with that. Sometimes I may think about twice, like, ooh, do I need concealer? But I am so comfortable now with being uncomfortable and being vulnerable and sharing my story, because I have been blessed so much in return and been able to meet and to learn from so many different people, and for them to share their story with me because they've been able to relate to something I shared on a podcast episode or something that I posted on Instagram or on TikTok. That is why I feel like I'm brought onto this earth, is to heal through storytelling, specifically my own story, right? Because I am, with all the hats that I wear, I'm essentially a creator. And I'm going to own that. And I'm going to lean into that, because that is what I am. And I am just glad to just do that here and hopefully be able to pass along some good tips and some good vibes. And that's all I truly wish and hope for that comes from this platform and from these videos that I share with y'all. So I'm so excited. I welcome you to come back weekly. I hope to be uploading 1 video a week. So as that may seem daunting, I'm so ready for it. One of my words for this year is consistency. And all I want to do is to keep showing up, because showing up for you is also showing up for myself. So I am so excited. I am so thankful, and I am so ready to get this journey started. Now I can ramble, so I am warning you first and foremost that will happen, but it is all good. It is all love. So I'm wishing for y'all to have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you next time. Bye.